Hey guys, it's Angela Wolf here and behind the scenes. Welcome. So it's a new set. I hope you can hear me, see me. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we've finally got internet set up here. I'm only, a tenth of the way moved? I'll have to ask him. He's the one that has been hauling. So give me thumbs up, give me the hearts, tell me you can see me, hear me. And I'm going to give you a quick tour today and talk about some new events coming up. So welcome everyone. How have you been? Let me see if I can, I see you all on here. Okay, so if you've never been here before, this is behind the scenes. We share sewing, fashion, life, whatever. I'm Angela Wolf. I always ask that you say hi, say where you're from, because you never know, your neighbor might be sewing next to you. Yeah, I know you guys are like, yeah, whatever, but you know that does happen. And if this is your first time, that's how it rolls. And if you've been here before, I'm so happy to see you again. So we are finally in the new location. Not all the way. I think this might be like a 12-month move. I keep looking over at Win because he's like, that guy is there a Saint Award for husbands? He gets it. He has painted this whole room, which I'm going to show you. I can't take you to the basement yet because you're wired, but I can show you the upstairs. He's painted this whole thing. He surprised me. I was gone for 2 days. Of course, I stole the paint can and took a photo, but I only helped for like an hour. The guy has worked diligently. And yesterday, while I was working with Comcast trying to get internet here, he brought over loads and loads and loads. So here's your quote for the week. You guys will love this. So you've seen all my fabric, the kind that I never show you all. Yeah, that one. So he's so polite. He doesn't ever get mad. I've never seen him mad. So he looks at all that fabric, all the rows, and he says, is all that fabric good? Now, that is going to give all of my sewing friends a really good laugh because I don't know if there's any such thing as bad fabric. I think what he was hoping is I wouldn't have to move it all. So we've actually only moved maybe 1% of the fabric so far. 10%? 10%. 10%. So, all right. So would you like a tour? Let's give a tour. I see you all rolling in. Hi, everyone. I've missed you for the last few weeks because I have had to have some quick shows and not able to hang out with you. So what do I have moved over here so far? I have most of my machines. So why don't I just give you a little bit of a tour? See if I have to like watch you because you're wired. So hopefully you don't get dizzy. So the walls are completely bare at this point. All right. And we've moved stuff in stages. So this is the far left side. So this is where I'm going to do a lot of my sewing. So I have my table or my cabinets, which you recognize from the last set. And I'm going to have a whole series coming up starting next week on organizing tips for your sewing room. And I'm going to bring on some of our sewing friends. So Gabby's going to be coming on here from Texas. She just finished her sewing room. So the table that you're on right now, this is my horn cabinet that I usually sew. Here's I'll turn you over without getting you sick. Can you see me okay? All right. So my dream machine usually goes right here. Here's my serger. I've got my daylight. And this is like my main working section. So I don't know about you guys, but I mean, some of us only have one sewing machine, maybe 2 or 3 sergers. If you bought the new machine and you're keeping your dream machine, you're going to need room for both. So what I like to do is I will actually have the sewing machine in one spot, the serger next to it. So you're always just moving. Then I have this cabinet back here, which is another horn cabinet, which I have my dream machine on right now. And I'm going to put the cover stitch machine next to that. So I'm going to just talk a little bit louder. Let me move my Daylight out of the way. By the way, Daylight has a really good giveaway for us. So we have a contest. So can you still hear me? Because I'll talk louder. So this is where I'm going to have my dream machine. This is where I'm going to put the cover stitch. And for now, I'm going to just organize. I'm going to leave these machines up here. I usually use the double cover hem the most. So I will probably just leave that one there so I don't have to keep moving it around. I already have all my daylight set up. I think, hey, Win, will you hold this for a sec? Oh, you got to pop in and say hi. I'm working his tail off. Don't trip. He's wired me in. This is awesome. So there's Win. He looks okay. He only cut his knee pretty bad. Looking go good. He doesn't care. So he's going to hold this while I walk. But I don't have my portable mic, so I'll just have to talk loud. All right. And you can see right on there what you're looking at. Perfect. You can see me. All right. So along the wall is going to be mostly just organizing. So I have the bins, which I usually keep yarn in. I have decided I have too much yarn. Is that what you told me, Win? Too much yarn. Let me get this out of your way. So I'm going to be purging. For those of you that went on the website because you were waiting for me to go, there you go. You're waiting for me to put some fabric up for sale. I gave you a discount code and I told you it was MOVE, move, right? Capital letters. And then Leslie and Liz both sent me messages. I can't get it to work. Well, I had programmed in it as moving, which was, how are you supposed to know that, right? So the discount code is MOVE, MOVE, MOVE. And what I'm going to be doing is taking batches of yarn, fabric, things like that. Each week, I'm just going to put a whole bunch of little things up there, get rid of it. It's called purging. Yeah. But let me show you what I'm not purging. Okay, so I don't know how far you can walk. Probably not too far. Let's see. Oh, you can go pretty far. Yeah. That's about as good as you're going to get. So, and you have me centered. You're good, Win. All right, so over here, this is the Dream Machine. When I get the new machine, I'm going to focus that on the bigger table. But here, this will just be embroidery, and that will be sewing. The cover stitch machine will go here. I have my daylight with my magnifying glass because I'm always working on black, and I'm always ripping out stitches for some reason. And then I have this new daylight where I can make it go higher and lower. I use both for different reasons, so I'll share that with you later. Over here, I'm going to stack all of my silk fabric. It's thinner fabric. So I'm just going to stop for 1 sec to make sure you guys can hear me since I don't have my portable mic on. Yes, you can. Oh, are the floors painted? No, actually, great question. I'll come back and answer your questions too. They're not painted. These, what are these, Win?
Just linoleum.
Linoleum.
Commercial.
Good old commercial linoleum. All right, so I have my dress boards. This is one of the old ones I have. The new one I have from Joe. I still have Shirley and this is Shirley. Marge is still over at the other building. This is my pressing table. I've got my steam iron, which I have to hook up, which you'll see when I'm all finished. So I'm giving you just a brief tour of it. Still needs a lot. And I'm not putting anything on the walls until I'm finished. There I have my 10 needle, my 6 needle. So this cabinet right here just has a bunch of stuff in it. I found this quite a few years ago at Joann Fabrics. So I'll talk loud so hopefully you can see me, but that is going to work great for my 6 needle, and underneath I can store all of the hoops and things like that I need. So that is the 1% of fabric that's been moved over so far. I don't. I have a lot of fabric. So I have shortened my cutting table. So when I can't tell, I think you're good, yeah. This, if you remember, my cutting table was twice this long. Well, originally I was doing a lot of everything. I'm really condensing what I'm doing and getting a little more focused, and I don't need a cutting table that's 100 feet long. So what I've done is I've actually, this is half of what it was. I'm going, there's room for the bolts. So I'm going to go through the fabric and everything that I want and need for projects. It all just stacks right in there perfectly. And then downstairs, which I'm not going to show you the basement today, but there is a full finished basement. Those of you that saw the 5-minute preview the other day, there's a full finished basement. And down there will be the other half of the cutting table. So that's just one thing. In that room over there, which you can't hardly see over there yet, is my office. In that room back there is the shipping room. That'll be Wynn's cave. Okay, here I am. So hopefully you could hear me because I don't have my portable mic on. But that is your really brief tour. I haven't put anything on the walls yet because I'm not sure what I want up there. And I want it to be clean, but yet colorful. I know some of you said you love the color that we painted. It's very neutral. It matches my black shelves. It matches all my light shelves and the white. So I don't know. I'm going to kind of just get all the furniture in here, all the machines, and then piece things around. I love thread on the walls, but I'm getting bored of that. So I'll have to figure out. Each week is going to be something new. So anyways, what do you think? I think it's great. It's a really big move for me. So, okay, so here's a personal thing. You guys will laugh your tush off on this one. So those of you that know me, I'm always very real. So before I bought this, I went through everything and thought, okay, is this something that what's my next 10, 15-year plan for my business? And of course, Lynn and I discussed this, and is this really what I want? I was trying to downsize, remember? Didn't we talk for like a year that I wanted to downsize and put an addition on the house? And then I realized the addition was going to have to be 7,000 square foot, which is bigger than our house, but that wasn't really feasible. And you really need an office location for what I'm doing. So I get the first electric bill. This is hilarious. So it says, what's it, $395 for 6 days. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to start a GoFundMe page. So don't worry. It was a mistake. They made a huge error, which thankfully, like huge, as in, I think it's like $30. But yeah. So I said, I'm going to go on and tell everyone I'm starting a GoFundMe page. And he's like, yeah, that'll go over well. But I thought you would get a super huge laugh about that. Don't worry. I'm not doing that. You can still watch me for free. All right. I'm watching all of you guys make comments on here. Do you now own the entire building? Let's see. Amy's on here. And then I'll talk about some events up here. Do you now own the entire building? Is it all one floor? I do own the entire building. I'm officially broke for the next 15 years, right? It is a main level that I just showed you, a full basement. It's 7,000 square foot total, actually a little bit more, and on an acre of land. So if you want to come and mow, feel free. But yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, I'm pretty excited. Although I have to tell you, I am going to love having all my sewing in one area. For those of you that have watched me for a few years, you know my area was long and narrow, beautiful space. But I was always running back and forth, and now I can sew and work in one. It's like having a big, fat sewing room. Is that what you'd call it? He's laughing. Okay. Gail wants to know, what brand is the dress pant form? Hey, Gail, by the way, the pant dress form, that is from Joe Vaccarelli. That is French European. He has a discount code for you. I don't have it right in front of me. Joe, if you're on here, leave it. Otherwise, Gail, are you in the group for Angela Wolf Patterns? Or when I'm finished here this afternoon, I'll leave you the code. You can call Joe at European Inc. I'll leave a link to his website for you. And he's offering a huge discount. Huge. How many of you ended up buying one of those when he came on? Yeah, it was a really good deal for everybody. And I'm sure that he'll still offer it to you. So Christina says, such a great building. Thanks. Okay, Carolyn says, I'm excited to see how far you've come. And the best part is we came along the ride. Yes, you did come along the ride. It's a big step, but it's so worth it. And I have a lot of fun things planned for you guys this year that I think you're going to enjoy. Okay, please, Leslie wants to know, please tell us what you are brainstorming about classes. I can't tell you that, Leslie. The first thing I want to do, I need to get moved in here first. And I still, as you know, do a lot of blogging for Brother videos. I have a pretty full list of travel events, which, speaking of, I might as well just tell you right now, you know that this was coming. So let me bring this up. Go to sewingexpo.com and you know what's on there. The Novi classes just opened yesterday. So if you haven't gotten the email, and all of my Michigan friends that have said they missed the Novi show, it's not the same show, but it's going to be in the same location. So go on there. I have a ton of classes. I'll be there on Friday and Saturday, and my fashion show will be on Friday, I think at noon. And as long as you have an entry into it, you can come to the fashion show for free. Actually, Joe's having a fashion show there too with one of the previous winners of Project Runway. I think it's a ticket price for that, but it sounds like a really good show. So the Novi show is open. The Virginia show is open, which I will be there in a month. Then we have Texas with All Brands at Houston Quilt Fest. And then the week after that is the Novi. Yeah. So let's see what else. March, you know that we have Puyallup and Atlanta for the Sewing Expo. And then there's some more coming, but I just can't tell you. But I have a pretty full schedule, so I'm not planning classes here until I moved in and get my things rolling. So if that helps you out, Leslie, and everybody else that wondered. So that's sewingexpo.com. I also brought with me today a couple of books that Joe had talked about, and I'm going to put them on my Amazon influencer page if you want to go look at it. And you might want to just add it to your cart because the books go up and down in price quite frequently, and these are not cheap. So this is the one, Draping. Here, I'll bring this down here so you can see. These are my two go-to books on everything, and this is what Joe was talking about. Draping for design, for apparel design. So Helen has this book. Joe said he actually trained with her, which is awesome. But some of you had said, can I see what's in that book? So, I'm going to have to show. This book, if you like to do draping, is absolutely fabulous. I will just skip to different sections for what I need, but you can basically go to anything that you want. Like this is one I was just working on, a low cowl neckline. There's little drapes on the skirt. Jude, that reminds me of one of your tops that you just made. So all of this is done on a dress form by Draping. So for those of you that want to learn draping, this book is worth every single penny. And I will put this in the influencer page if I haven't already. I can't remember if I was having a hard time logging in this morning. So, and I'll leave you guys a link if you want to just put it in your cart and save it. And then when it goes down in price, if it does ever, here's another good one, another cowl. So it's not color, it's black and white, but you can see the details on here are really specific for design. There's a tight bodice. So now that some of you have purchased some dress forms, or you're looking, or you have one and you've learned how to pad them, this is a cool one for ruching. Does this remind you of anything? Yes, my ruche tee, of course. It's just one long piece, and you just ruche up the sides, and you end up with some great ruching. There's evening gowns. There's a few more. If you're into costumes, there's a lot of things here that would work, like gussets and things like that. And gowns. These are pretty fabulous. I just learned draping partly by this book and partly just by doing it. That's why when a lot of people say, teach me draping, and I used to be very intimidated by that because I didn't go to school for it. But just because you didn't go to school for it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. Maybe there's other ways to do it. So I've learned through the years some things I was doing wrong that I do different now. But there's other things that I found to be easy that worked just fine when I was fitting myself or someone else. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Are you going to start draping? And if you do, do you feel intimidated because you didn't go to school for it? If you just start pinning in the dress form and just start making it work, you'll realize it's really cool. So I'm going to be offering some of that as soon as I get the rest of my stuff in here. This floor is awesome because I can move this table and show you guys a lot more things on Wednesdays than just the usual backdrop, for one thing. So I see a few of you saying that. I'm going to skip over here. Terry says, I'm jealous. Leslie says, hookup fees? No, it wasn't hookup fees. It was an accident, thankfully. Hookup fees was, yeah, we won't go there. Darlene says, are you hiring? When are you hiring to help move? He's laughing. Darlene, he says you're like 2 days late. But I'm just teasing. No, I'm not hiring. Marta says, go solar. That would be a good idea, except we're in Michigan and the sun, it's out today, but it's not out very often, if you know what I mean. Jackie says you've done a great job sectioning the large space. Okay, so Jackie, that was really difficult because you kind of picture in your head where you're going to put all these machines and tables, and there's nothing in here that I would say, oh, let's get rid of that. Now, we did have a few casualties, but they were like cheap stuff that I had purchased in the past, put together myself, which I am really good at that. I was so happy when these Horton cabinets came put together. Oh my gosh. But I put a lot of furniture together. It's not a big deal. But we just decided, you know what? Just get rid of it. I am really going to spend the next 6 months simplifying. Do you know, and we've talked about this before, and usually we do it in December, really in January, going through your stuff, simplifying, getting rid of things. If you have a place for everything to go, it's just, your life just goes a lot smoother. I can think of times where Win will say, what is with all this paperwork? Well, it's mail that comes in all the time. Now I'm paper free as much as I can. But if you don't have a place for it, where does it go? On the counter, on the table. So this year, I'm really going to focus on getting organized. I will share tips for anything I find. I cannot wait to have some of you on the show. So Gabby's coming on. I don't have the date memorized, but those of you that don't know Gabby, she's from Texas. She has renovated her entire studio. She sent me photos. It's amazing. So I will let you know the date she's coming on. So if you would like to come on the show, you know what happens. You can be right at home. You can do it from your cell phone. It doesn't have to be professional. You just walk me through and I bring you on the show live, just like I did with Joe. So you send me a private message, or you can leave, a comment here might blend in because there's always like hundreds of comments. Send me a private message or send me an email and go to angelawolf.com and go to the contact page and say, I would love to show you what's in my studio or give an organizing tip. And I'm going to start featuring that for the next quite a few weeks. And I would love to show what you're doing because so many of you had great ideas. Okay, so speaking of great ideas, this is not an organizing tip, but it's a tip that one of you gave me this week. Wynn's ink shirt. You have it? Throw it to me. I think that's it right there. We used it to move. You know, it's a really good buffer in between mirrors and furniture. Oh, poor Wynn. So here's the ink shirt. So many of you gave great suggestions about dyeing fabric, and he's like, I am not wearing a tie-dyed shirt. We'll see about that. But either way, some of you said to use hairspray, Aquanet, like the really cheap hairspray, sprayed on there. So I'm going to try that. I will let you know if that works. But I also got another tip from a friend of mine that said they got oil or some type of lotion or something on their shirt that wouldn't come out, and they used baby powder, and that got the stain out. So Brian, thanks for that tip. So there's 2 more tips for you on the cleaning side. And yes, I do have an entire room up here for the washer and dryer, all my dyeing fabrics, and there's a full kitchen downstairs in the basement with more room in case I have too much dye products. Again, we're simplifying, right? So anyways, don't forget hairspray, Aquanet, cheap stuff, and baby powder. Those are your 2 tips for cleaning. All right, so let's see. Janet says, what a fabulous space. Thank you. Nice and bright. It is so bright in here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but behind me over here, that is a closed window. Well, it was an old bank building, so it's totally quiet. So let me just open this. So when you're doing live video or anything else like that, natural light is awesome. I love the natural light, but you don't want to see the guy outside mowing his lawn or a truck driving by, and you have a lot of things that you need to cover up. Well, guess what? In this building, all of the main door sections, which have dual entries, great for security and great for keeping it quiet in here, all of these are buffed out in the main room. So I can do a live video, you can see the natural light, but you won't see the neighbor roaming around. All of the other rooms, the office, the kitchen, the laundry room, and the shipping area, which I'll show you next week. The shipping area still has the bank vault thing. Oh yeah. But so you can drive up, and if you want to drop me off a present, feel free. But anyways, that has real light. I mean, like those aren't washed out. So it's perfect for filming. Yet I love the natural light. I am a light person. You guys all know this because in the wintertime, you always hear me say, just get me to Florida for just 2 days. I need that sunlight. So super bright. I'm just loving it. Oh, there's Gabby. I'm going to tell Jeff I need a place like yours. We have room. He can build me one. How to convince him. Gabby, you already have an awesome sewing room. So I am so excited when you come on. And if you will remind me of the date, I don't have my calendar up here. So Gabby did something cool, by the way, to her horn. Well, you had koala cabinets. And if someone told you they painted their koala cabinets, you'd be like, you did what? Wait till you see what she did. Everyone's going to be going to Sherwin-Williams. I'm telling you, it's awesome. So that's going to be very cool. Oh gosh. Oh, Susan says with the electric bill, at least you caught that error. Well, it was either that or I was going to have a heart attack. I almost posted in the group just to give you guys a laugh, but then I thought this might be serious. For 6 days? I am not even in there yet. Wait till I start sewing on my machines, right? So speaking of machines, while I'm scrolling through your questions, Libby says hands-on classes, yes, but not till late 2019. So just hold tight for that. You'll still have me every Wednesday, though. So the machines, I saw a few of you have beat me to the punch, and you have the new Luminaire, my brother. I even got a text message from a diehard Viking fan that has never bought anything except a Viking, and she took the plunge, and she got it, and she loves it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys say about that, those of you that have grabbed it. So see you soon on that, hopefully. Okay, let's see. Linda says you could add campsites. There you go, Win. Oh gosh, have you filled the shoe room? Oh, Sharon, you saw the shoe room. Yeah. So those of you that were in the group, I was testing my Wi-Fi last week, and it wasn't good enough to go live from here. And I took everyone through the basement, and there is a shoe room. I mean, it is like, Gabby, it's not as nice as yours, but it's pretty cool. It has all of these bins. Well, I'm telling you, I'm gifting the room to Win. I know it's pink. I didn't paint it pink. It came pink. But I'm gifting it to Win for all of his fishing boxes. And he's also going to get a room for all of his fishing rods and lures. So then in the winter, when we're not fishing, he can hang out and work on his fishing stuff here. And I have all the good daylights that he loves and the magnifying glass. So instead of having to haul it home back and forth, he can come here and use that. Yeah, so that's my trade, right, Win? Yes, of course. Diane, great to see you on here. She says, now, Diane, will you be coming to Novi? One of my dear friends that I've known for years. I've met so many of you at the sewing shows. And the Novi show, I was so sad when that went away because so many of you, that was like our annual get-together. So I hope to see you there this year. I'm not doing a full-day class. It's going to be shorter ones. And I have the fashion show, and I'll have a meet and greet at one of the booths. So it'll be very good. Alvina wants to say, show us the orange dress. Okay. The orange dress. See if I can move my chair out of the way. This is, I see your question. No, this is a mic. You guys are hilarious. All right, so here is the orange dress. So this is a silk noil. All right, the dress is the Evelyn dress, the Evelyn dress pattern. The collar is the twisted collar like I do on a ruche tee. See the back? There's a seam right here. So here's the Evelyn. I just made this a V. And I attached the collar all the way around to here and then twisted it so it's hand stitched like from here to here. So I hand dyed that I think I did that in the pattern review class. That is orange, bright orange. It ended up a little bit bright for me. I was actually planning on wearing it, but I kind of glow in the dark. So unless maybe in the winter, maybe in Florida, maybe I should, hey, Win, I'll wear it next time I ride my bike in Florida. Maybe that dog and that guy won't run me over, right? There we go. I'll cut it off and turn it into a shirt. Yeah. All right. Carrie says it's now officially a studio. It is. It just has a lot of work. Oh, goodness gracious. So Kristen says, hi. I'm just going to scroll through here. I saw a couple of you ask a few questions. Carrie says, yes, Joe's offer is good till September 15th. And Joe left a message in the group. I don't usually have anybody offering anything in the group, but we all love Joe. And Joe was just on the show. So he said to you guys, he's still going to give that offer. If you need it, send me a message if you can't find his website. So that was a really genuine thing. And I'll tell you what, those pant dress forms are great. So if you're trying to fit pants, it's hard to see on yourself, even if you fit for clients. You can pat it out to their shape, things like that. I can see all of your comments. There's battery low, Caroline. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry about your battery. That usually happens to me. Although my phone just did an update and I can't find anything on it. So, Libby says, bummer. What about down south, New Orleans area? Libby, nothing planned this year for right there. Sorry about that. Texas is the closest location to you. And Diane says she's not going to be in Novi, but you usually go to Virginia. I think her daughter is there or something like that. Because she is in the service, which thank you, by the way. Tell her thank you again. Here's her, Linda says, the Lakeland Expo. I'm not going to that next year. The Atlanta and possibly the Cleveland to help you out. Could you please list the Amazon page? Yes. Let's see. I think I have it right here for you. Let me just scroll. It's Amazon / can't get my mouse over there. Hold on a sec, guys. You know what? I'll have to bring it back to you. I only have one of my screens up so far. And if I go off of here, you won't see it. I will put the link. If one of you have it, I know some of you have it. It's like Amazon / store / Angela_Wolf. If you go to angelawolf.com and go into any of those blogs, I have it there too. But I will list it here for you, Maria, when we get off of here. So let's see here. Where's your studio? What state? Maryland. It's in St. Joseph, Michigan. So I see a ton more comments. I'll just take a few more. What's the name of that book? Martha says. Okay, so this book was Draping for Apparel Design. Okay, and next week, and I'll leave a link for you guys, because if you click on that link, I get like a couple pennies for it. Not that I care, but I do, because I've got a $400 electric bill, right? No, just kidding. I did. This is the one I'm talking about next week. And this one is I have this thing highlighted, Post-it notes. They are my fashion design Bibles, I guess you would say. So again, by Helen. So I will post both of those. And, maybe I'll just write a quick blog post so you can get a little bit more details about those. Speaking of blogs, did you see, I think I have it on here. Let's see. Oh, goodness. I've got this crazy mouse that just isn't behaving on me. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Be patient with me just for a moment. There we go. Have you seen on the Brother blog? So I have a couple that I'm working on now, but there's a couple really cool things here. That one right there. Laura did this jacket with embroidery. It is so cute. Yeah. So there's a few things on there that you really might like. So if you're looking for a few extra projects, and then there's this little bag here if you're looking for a tote for school, stuff like that. There was one more. Well, I love that jacket that Laura did. I thought you might like that. All right. How do you know? Here's one. Pam says, how do you know where there's enough ease for movement when draping? Hey, Pam, that's a great question. What I do is when I drape, I usually drape with a muslin fabric, just a cotton or a fabric similar. So if I'm using silk or something like that, it'll be very similar. I drape the entire gown. I mark the seams, add about an inch, sometimes 2 inches for seam allowance, baste it together, try on the garment, and then I can tell if there's enough ease to move around. If there's not, then I let it out a little bit and let it out a little bit. So it's very difficult to tell. Also, you have to get it over your head if there's not a zipper or something like that, So keep that in mind. So it's really just after you do it a few times, you'll get the hang of it. Now, I've done a couple of beautiful cowl neck. I haven't found those tops yet, but when I do, they're cowl neck in the front and they're really fitted through here, but they're not knit. So how are you going to get that on? I ended up putting a hidden zipper in the side. So if you do drape the design and you like the fit of it, but you can't get it on and off, that could be a problem. So just figure out a cool place for a zipper in the back. In the back, you can do it from like the bust area down. So you're zipping up this way so you can get it over your head. There's a lot of options for that. Hey, when Darlene says she planned for that, being 2 days late on helping you move. Darlene, he's laughing at you. All right, so Amy wants to know, do you have to be an expert sewist to drape and then know how to take it off the form and actually turn it into a garment you sew? You need to be an expert sewist. No, I know a lot of people who just sew. I mean, you just sew. It doesn't mean you have to have like perfect seams. If we all had to have perfect seams, I would have never started. I mean, I had a hot mess when I first started, but you learn from experience. So when you drape it, then you take it to the table and you turn it into a pattern. Sometimes I will drape it and use that muslin fabric as my pattern because I'm only making one of them. I don't need a paper pattern. Cut it out, sew it together. So maybe we'll do something fun with that because draping is it's so much different than flat pattern making. And if you have an idea in your head of something you want to design, but you can't figure out how the pattern's supposed to be because of the engineering, the draping is a lot easier. There is one thing though, for people who have never, ever, ever draped, or young fashion designers who know nothing about sewing, or old too. I mean, if you know nothing about sewing and you're draping, that can sometimes be a problem because they'll design something and there's no way to keep it up. I mean, hold it up, if you know what I mean. So that's just the only other trick on that. All right, I see a few more. Hey, Jules, my sister popped in. Camellia said she just moved and had to move all of her sewing stuff. Overwhelming. That's a good word for it. I would have to say that. Downsizing and simplifying. It is a good feeling. It is. And I'll let you know in a few months because I'll tell you, I went back through there after we already had this place full and thought, oh my gosh, I have so much more stuff. And you don't realize a lot of it's still good. So you don't want to toss it. But at the same time, maybe I don't need it anymore. So I will be having, oh yeah. Is that a coming to Jesus meeting? I'll be having that and getting rid of some stuff. Definitely. Christina says, I would never show anyone my studio. It's a huge place and I thrive best in my creative clutter. Kudos. Well, creative clutter, that's a good word for it because a lot of times I'll have fabric in a lot of places. There's the alarm. That is the alarm, meaning the show's up. But the alarm's being turned on right now. So yes, it's good to have an alarm system here. But I agree, creative clutter. But at the same time, I have that, but I have to be organized or I can't. It's too cluttered and I can't function. There's like a happy medium for me. I don't know. Everybody's different on that. I have some people, they have to have spotless. But I know when I'm finished with a project, I will go through and clean the entire studio. This one will be a little bit easier to clean and then start fresh. If I have a lot of projects on top of each other, I feel overwhelmed and I feel like I'm not as productive. Plus, I can't find anything, if you know what I mean. All right, Gabby says September 5th is the date to show her sewing room. So don't forget, tune in September 5th. All right, guys, I'm going to have to do a wrap up here. I got to go help move some more loads. My mother's coming to visit. We're having a fun day today. So if you want to be on the show anytime coming up over the next few months, showing your space, let me know. I will bring you on live. It could be for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however much you want to show and organize. So you don't need any special software. I send you a link. You pop in from your phone, from your computer, whatever you want to do. All right, guys, I will go back through here. Don't forget, I always go back and answer your questions. I love reading them on the weekends. Actually, you make my day. We have another fishing tournament this weekend. Yes, it hasn't finished. I know. Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on first. Chris says, if it's an old bank, maybe there's a vault. Oh, yes, there's a big vault. We're using it for storage. And there's actually 2 vaults. So if you have something you want to hide, hey, we could rent out the vault, except I don't know the code to get in, so that wouldn't really help. But yes, Chris, there is a huge vault. It's kind of creepy, but it's there. I'm pretty sure whatever we store in there will be fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, Camellia wants to know, I just started a YouTube channel, and to film my videos, I always do it with natural light, the best I can afford. Great idea, Camellia. All right, guys, I see a ton more comments. Please leave them. I'll see you back next week. I will be dropping things on Instagram. I have a great giveaway for you from Daylight. We're just working on the graphics for it. There will be part on Instagram and part on Facebook. So if you're on both, you'll get to hang out. If you're not on my Instagram and you are on Instagram, my hashtag is @AngelaWolfFashion. And you're obviously watching this on Facebook, unless you're watching this on Saturday, which is YouTube. So the giveaway will start next week, but I can give you a hint. Wafer light plus a cutting mat. Yes. And there's a yo-yo in there somewhere. That's all I'm giving you. It's going to be really easy. Very easy to enter. So, all right, guys, have a great week. See you next Wednesday, same place, same time, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this later on YouTube, hi. You guys have a great week. Leave your comments. Keep in touch. Until next time. See you then.